So as we talked about the worst players, flop 11 or the worst 11.
Okay,
How do you
how
want to do
I
this? Should we just all go goalkeepers and all go thing?
Yeah,
or just
do that.
someone does a team?
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone do their goalkeepers, left backs.
Cool. I'll start then. My goalkeeper was Danny Ward.
Yeah, easily could have picked him. Easily could have picked him.
Just fucking awful. He was just awful,
wasn't he? I actually went for Fraser Forster because I just think he's awful.
I had two written down.
Names.
Yeah. That was my logic.
A lot of goals.
I went for the person he replaced. I went for Lloris. He's had an absolute shocking season. He's so past it now. I wrote Meslier down as well. Sorry for Leeds, but Lloris for me is the one.
Fair enough.
Well, we're all different ones.
Yeah.
All different keepers.
Right back.
Right, so I struggled with the right back really because I couldn't really think, but I've gone for him. Now I do rate this bloke. I will say that, but I do think he's a bit over the hill now, and I actually went for Azpilicueta. The last couple of Chelsea games I've watched, that bloke has been
He's still got the
really
fire,
done by wingers.
But he is getting
I think Gary Neville said it the other day in the Chelsea Man United game. He said it like he said he played against Arsenal. Like Gary Neville played against Arsenal, played against Theo Walcott, and he left him for like dead. When like towards the end of his career, and he was like literally when that game finished, he turned around to Alex Ferguson and said, "Like I think I'm done."
Yeah,
and I think that's a bit like Azpilicueta. Like who was it? Rashford, like just leaving it. Oh mate, and who was Sancho, even Anthony. Like he just looked bang average. I thought in the game the other day.
He's been a good servant for Chelsea.
He's been unbelievable. I like it. I like him as a player. I think he's been brilliant for Chelsea. I think we named him as one of our best ever Premier League signings.
Yeah.
But I think it is time for him to maybe hang his boots up.
Or to go to a less competitive league, maybe.
Andrew, who'd you go for your right back?
So I'm a bit like with Barron. This was the hardest position for me. I couldn't think of anyone that come to my mind straight away that was going in here. So I went for Luke Ayling of Leeds. I just think that whole Leeds team could have probably gone in here. Defensively, especially, they were terrible this season.
I'm going to get some shit for mine, I reckon.
Why?
Here we go.
I went for Trent.
I think he's had an okay season.
The last month, when he's been playing more, like coming in as a centre midfielder, I think he's been great. Before that, he was just getting raped every single week. Like, that's the only word I can use.
Martinelli did do him a few times in that Arsenal Liverpool game.
Like the goals, like when you go back, he just doesn't know where he should be standing, what he should be doing. He just looks lost for most of the season. But I think when he went into centre mid last month, he's been really good. But
things with like Trent, his tackling and that his tackling is fine. It's just being in the position to make that tackle. Like when he gets on a 1-on-1, he can defend, but he's caught out of position so many times. His awareness and his position is just
but is that his fault? Or is that like Klopp telling him like to get forward all the time? Because Robertson also gets caught out of position a lot, but he don't seem to get it as much. Do you know what I mean?
No, but I don't think Trent can defend. When he's on 1-on-1, he gets done most of the time. 7-8 times out of 10, they'll beat him.
Yeah, maybe.
I would play him higher up.
Oh yeah, he definitely needs to play in midfield, I think.
But
need to get if they can just get a right-sided midfielder, a bit like what sort of. Well, I don't even know a good example. If Trent comes into midfield, then whoever's on that right side of midfield can slot in at right back. Like all they need to do is get someone with a defensive brain in that position, and Trent's set. He can literally keep coming into midfield like Cancelo sort of role. It'd be all right.
Yeah.
Baron, who's your left back?
I've named him already. I'll name him again. That Marc Cucurella. I paid 60 million for him. He's been rubbish. He's been everywhere. They moved him from left back to left centre back when they went to a 5 at the back. Didn't really do a lot there. And I just think. I know these aren't like signings, but I just think.
Yeah, no, it's just flops.
Just people that have poor seasons. Yeah, but
Yeah. Snap on that one. I really like him as well. Like I think when he was at Brighton, he was so good. And when Chelsea signed him, I said they got a hell of a player. And
see what
he's just been absolutely he's been dog shit.
Yeah,
he's been shit. But yeah, he's my left back as well. Not good at all.
Well, he's not mine, but he could have been. I did think of him. I went with Perisic. I think's also been awful for Tottenham.
I still don't really think he's a left back personally.
He plays left.
He never used to play left back.
No, he was always a winger.
I agree. I thought it was really weird when he started playing there, and I thought, I haven't watched much of his career. I'll be honest, but I always thought he was like a proper winger, and then all of a sudden he's playing left back, and it's like what? But yeah,
because when we started off doing the Dream Team at the beginning of the season, and then he was coming up as a defender, I was like, I'll have him because he's left winger.
Yeah, that's exactly that, isn't it? Yeah,
I got excited.
I think a lot of people did, didn't they? I think a lot of people did that. Put him in their dream teams because they had him as a defender. So, well, yeah, okay.
Baron, your 2 centre backs.
Right, so again, like Andrew said, you could have had the whole Leeds team. There could have been loads, but I actually went for a bit of a different option of Harry Maguire. Even though I like Harry Maguire, I just think he's meant to be Man United captain. He can't get in the team, and I went for that. Yerry Lima, is it? The Everton centre back as well. Because every time I watch him play, I just think he looks like Yeremina. Sorry, I just think every time I see him, he just looks awful.
Brash.
Actually, yeah. Just. But that's why I went with him. Yeah, I went for them too.
I went with Maguire as well. I do really like Maguire, but yeah, he hasn't played. And when he does, he's shocking for Man United. He's so bad for Man United.
He's so good for England. It's weird.
It's strange. And my other one, I've already mentioned, is Koulibaly.
Yeah. Again, you could have picked loads of Chelsea players in this, couldn't you? And Leeds players. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So I went with Koulibaly as well. I mentioned he came with such a big reputation. And he's been awful. But I also went with Fayez. Fayez, I can't say his name, the Leicester defender that scored 2 own goals in that game.
The 2 own goals against Liverpool, yeah.
Yeah, he's just had such a terrible season. Yeah. He nearly scored another own goal the other day. But he's just not been good defensively. Leicester have been all at sea. So I went with him.
But if Bournemouth had equalised, he would have scored the winning goal that kept him up. He scored the second goal yesterday, didn't he? Right. So I've gone 4-3-3. What did everyone else do?
I just did 4-4-2 because that's what we normally do.
Yeah,
but I did 4-4-2.
It won't really matter. It won't really matter.
Right. So my first midfielder was Calvin Phillips, just because he hasn't played and he went for a lot of money.
Yeah. Well, I went for that Arthur. That Liverpool side, he didn't play a single minute for him.
Oh yeah. He
didn't play a single minute for him all season. They loaned him.
That just didn't play because the thing is, I could go through all of these teams' squads, and easily put in 5-11s of teams of players that didn't really play. So I just tried to avoid it as much as I could. That's why I didn't pick Maguire.
Yeah.
But I do get it.
I went for Arthur just because I thought it's funny because I see a piss take thing as well on a Liverpool website saying thanks for the memories, and it come up 0 appearance, 0 minutes. It's like what they have paid him a whole year's wage and he didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, it's bad when your own fans taking the piss out of you. But I went for him. That was one of them.
Fair. Andrew,
I'll go for one then. Yuri Tillemans. After all the hype, he was going to get a big transfer in the summer. He was going to go to Arsenal, wasn't he? And he's, I don't know what's happened this season. Terrible.
He's out. To be fair, that's my second midfielder. That was Yuri Tillemans. But I think he just sort of give up, didn't he? He just he's out of contract. He don't really care, does he? He'll probably go somewhere. 2 years ago or a year ago, I'd have had him in that Arsenal team straight away, without a doubt, straight away.
When he scored that goal.
That's what I mean. It was a great goal.
Yeah,
but
he's just so good.
Yeah, it's just weird, isn't it? It's weird how his form's just died.
Yeah,
I mean, say that he got an assist at the weekend, but that ain't the point.
But like you said, he's out of contract. He knows he's going. It's just don't.
He won't be there next season. Yeah, So he made
No,
my flop 11.
So that was your second, weren't it? Second midfielder.
Yeah.
My second was Coutinho.
Oh, that's good
Yeah,
shout.
not really played at all this season, has he?
Got out
A lot of money as well, but
what was
obviously
his
on
name,
massive
Benzema?
wages.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been a flop.
Big flop.
Yep. So my second midfielder, he hasn't played loads. He has played though. He's Basuma for Tottenham. What has happened to him?
Yeah,
Another one that's come from
it's another good
Brighton
one.
that has just flopped when he's moved. People should start Brighton.
Maybe, yeah.
So he's my third midfielder, my third of the three.
Oh, was it?
Okay, you went for
Yeah. For the same reason. 'Cause I really rate him as well. Like when he was at Brighton last year, he was ridiculous. Like he was like Casado is now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we're saying. That's what we're saying. Where did Brighton get these people from? Like they sell Basuma, think they're going to be like loads of trouble. Play Casado there, and now they're talking of him joining like teams for 80 million quid. It's like a year ago, no one had heard of him.
Mad.
Mental Brighton.
So did you both go 4-4-2?
Yeah, I went 4-4-2.
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, but I basically went. If we go for like a left midfielder, then I went for Mudryk because basically I just for the money they paid, he's not played much in his defence, but like I say, some of his touches and it's been awful.
I went with the same left winger, Mudryk.
Yeah.
So
what about you, Andrew?
I initially went for Son, right? Then I went to look for my goal of the season, and it was all Son. He'd scored some bangers this season. I can't do this, so I ended up with Mudryk because it was between the two. So Mudryk's what I got written down.
Son's also got like 10 goals and like 7 assists.
He's just
but I think
his standards he's just dropped massively.
Yeah, I get what Andrew's saying. I do because like last year he won the Golden Boot. Then he went like 8 games. There was people talking about him not even being in the team. Wasn't there at the start of the season? He went like 8 games without a goal. That's why he didn't play. That's why he didn't start against Leicester when he came on and scored that hat trick because he hadn't scored in like 10 games or whatever. But yeah, I've probably a bit harsh to put him in a flop 11 though.
Yeah, I mean, I thought about it, but then I went with Mudryk because I forgot about half.
And then so my right winger. I did go for Anthony, so I just don't really rate him. I think for the money they paid for him, 90. How many he scored like 5 goals this season? £90 million. He get 5 goals. I know. Andrew will probably disagree with me and say like wingers aren't meant to score goals, but I think they are.
I think they've got to contribute. I mean, I don't. I mean, Anthony hasn't been great. 100% agree. I haven't gone with him though. I went with Raheem Sterling, who I think's been worse.
To be fair, he's not been much better, but they only paid 40 million for him and not 90 million.
I mean,
I also went with Raheem Sterling.
We're doing flops. Yeah.
No, I know. Yeah, I know they're flops, but that was my thinking of going with Anthony because of the price tag on his head.
I went with Sterling because he is like the senior player with the experience.
Yeah.
And he's just been missing, and he's done nothing for Chelsea. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, he's only scored about 3 goals all season, hasn't he?
Yeah. Right, so you both got 2 strikers. Who are your 2 strikers, Baron?
So I actually went with Richarlison, obviously, for, like I said earlier, 60 million, 1 goal all season. Not really. Got more yellow cards than goals. Celebrating goals that then got disallowed. So it just says it all. Just says it all, doesn't it, about that bloke? And I actually went for, I'm going to do them both because I just think it's easier. Jamie Vardy, because he has been like the forgotten man this season, hasn't he? Barely played for like in and out of the team. Hasn't scored that many goals.
He's quite old.
Is it time for him to call it a day? Yeah, is it? Yeah,
I think he's.
Yeah,
I think he said he is. I read online earlier that he'd already said 6 months ago that he was retiring at the end of the season. I haven't seen it officially, so I don't. It could be rubbish, but
I mean, is he gonna stay another year and play Championship football?
I think he will. I think he'll play for Leicester in the Championship next year.
Yeah,
I think there's more chance. It's either that or
something will come in.
Yeah, I don't think he'll move.
You don't think he'll move?
No.
Although he's a Sheffield Wednesday guy, isn't he? Sheffield Wednesday fan. They've just been promoted to the Championship, so they might have a cheeky little bid in. See if he'd go back.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Maybe.
Andrew, who was your 2 strikers?
So I also went with Richarlison for the same reasons. Couldn't have put it any better. More yellow cards and goals for taking his shirt off. I also went with Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Everton lucky to stay up. He's been injured. He's not really been in the team. When he has been in the team, he's not scoring the goals. So I went with him.
Yeah, fair enough.
I could have named so many. I think Mopé is the worst striker I've seen ever. Absolutely terrible. He picked Calvert-Lewin with a Neil Mopé.
Who's
got Leeds?
Mopé.
Yeah,
I know that Leeds Reuter or something.
Oh yeah, he's not scored a goal. Yeah,
no.
Not scored a goal, is he?
I went with Aubameyang.
Yeah, I forgot about him.
He just looks a shadow of like a player he was at Arsenal. Yeah,
he looks back.
Absolutely horrendous. But he'll probably go and do all right there. But yeah, he's just been absolutely terrible. And he's experienced senior player. He should be like stepping up.
They didn't even put him in their Champions League squad, did they?
No, I mean, how bad do you have to be to not get in that Chelsea team at the moment?
That's how embarrassing it is, isn't it, really, for him?
Yeah. It's not good. But he probably will get his move to Barcelona back there, won't he?
Weird.
It's just mental.
This is me, I'm so royal, and you all wanna be round. Yeah, you all wanna be round. Round a champion, a champion. I got tons of soul on my true collective ball. Famous, also famous, #1 desirable.